Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushai. Right, Lord willing, brothers and sisters are enduring, waxing mightier and mightier through the Spirit, doing all that they can do to make their calling and election sure in these last days. Cast now Satan and every wicked thought and imagination that exalts itself against Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Right, your brother Zakaro, WFI St. Louis. And I'm coming at you with a quick cold cut, right? And the title of this cold cut is "A Council Has Been Set. Can You Endure?" Right? Because believe it or not, there is a council being held every day. A council is being held every day. And you have that on the right hand, right? With angels that are meant to strengthen you. And you have that on the left hand with with demons, right? Spirits that are meant to trouble you, to make you fall, to find an occasion to point the finger and blame you for something, right? Let's get this real quick in the book of 1 Peter, right? 1 Peter chapter 5, and the verse number 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So we know that Satan is on the prowl. He's at every corner. He's in all the lurking places, just like the so-called white man. He's in these lurking places, trying to catch you and find an occasion to blame you. Well, so is Satan on the spiritual level. Trying to find an occasion to blame you for anything, to write you a spiritual ticket that you got to go before the judge and you got to plead guilty and pay a damn fine. That's Satan's job. And you don't want to be caught. You speed, you hurry up and hit your brakes. You don't want that ticket. It's the same thing with Satan. You have to be aware and be prudent that Satan is on the lookout. He's on the loose, man. Right? So let's get this now. 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Let's get verse number 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of Satan's devices." And every brother and sister should not be ignorant of Satan's devices. We should all be prudent and know how Satan is going to attack us in our very lives, right? Satan loves to trouble us. Satan loves to find an occasion to blame us for something. Some brothers have anger issues. Guess what? Satan is going to try you every day with an anger problem. Brothers may hate getting stuck in traffic. Guess what? Satan will get you stuck in traffic every day to find an occasion to blame you. Right? Let's get this real quick. And Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse number 9. It says, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." And this was Satan. He's hoping you get angry, to make yourself a damn fool to show to the Lord. Look at him. This the servant. This him. He can't control his anger in the car. Right? And there's a saying that I heard, and this stopped me from being angry, diverting a little bit, but this stopped me from being angry in traffic. I heard somebody say, "What are you getting mad for?" Truly, there's going to come a day when there's something to really be mad or sad about. Roll down the windows and enjoy the nature that the Most High has given you. I said, damn, that's a good point. Why be angry over something so minuscule? But that's Satan trying to find an occasion to blame you. Right? So let's hop into it. Let's get this 2 Chronicles chapter 18 and verse number 18. Right? And it reads, "Again he said, therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting upon his throne, and all the host of heaven standing on the right hand, on his right hand, and on his left hand. So we know that the Most High has an innumerable multitude round about him, right? And these angels are presenting themselves before the Lord. Where can we see that at? Let's get this in Job. Same account. Well, not the same account, but same type of thing. Job 1:6. Now therefore, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now we've most high willing, we've all read this. If not, go read this, right? But the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and the Lord was giving out tasks, right? We'll actually read this. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking down up and in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? The Most High is asking, have you went and considered my servant Judah, Obadiah, right? Ezra. Have you considered my servant, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil, right? So the Lord eventually sent Satan out on a mission, right? Have you not done this yet? Have you not tried this servant? The Lord sent Satan out on a mission, man. Right? Now let's read this. And I ain't going to spoil Job. You got to go read that in your own time. It says, and the Lord said, 1 Chronicles 18:19, and the Lord said, who shall entice King Ahab, king of Israel? So the Lord wants to know who's going to go entice his king. Which angel is going to go do this bidding, that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one spake, saying after this manner, and another saying after this manner. Now again, let's have the picture imagination, right? That these angels are jumping up and down in joy, trying to find a way to overthrow King Ahab. One spake after this manner, the other after this manner. It's a tumult, man. Let me overthrow him, Lord. Ooh, me. This how I'ma do it. Nah. Look, this how I do it. Right? It says, and there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? Well, let me hear the plan that you got, that you're going to overthrow King Ahab with. And he said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. So the Lord was well pleased with this answer. Yeah, go be a lying spirit to him. I like the way that sounds, right? And gotta imagine the way he probably presented this, and he laid it all out, right? Imagine all the other plans that he heard, and how he had to present this one before the Lord, right? Every jot, tittle, and detail was given, man, and the Lord was well pleased with that, right? And we have to understand that these spirits are doing this to us every day. Sister, you can't stop being rebellious. Every time your husband tell you to do something, you do the damn polar opposite. And you don't even understand why. Satan has got a damn hold of you, and he's bringing the charge up on you daily. Brother, you can't stop hating your damn brother. You don't know why. You just hate this brother. Satan is bringing that damn charge up on you daily. We have to understand and not be ignorant of Satan's devices, and that these things are happening. That's why the Lord say, let me get this real quick. I'm not even going to paraphrase this. That's why the Lord is so merciful, right? This Lamentations chapter 3 and verse 22. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed. It is strictly of the Lord's mercies that we have not perished yet. Right? No man is walking around here perfect. We're all fallen in his flesh. It says, because his compassions fail not, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Because if not, these demons, they'd be bringing charges up on us every day. They'd be bringing charges up on us every day. And guess what? Some men lack the understanding. Some men lack the wherewithal to know that these things are happening because they're not being prudent. They're not watching. Right? Let me get this 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And let me get them verse 14. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh. So the natural man doesn't receive what's going on. He doesn't receive why he keeps falling to this same old demon, whatever it may be. Lust, covetousness, envy, hatred, evil eye, barren false witness. Some brothers, I know a brother in the world, he couldn't stop lying. And he probably doesn't even know why he does it. He probably doesn't even realize he does it. That demon is so strong to him. Right? I was talking with a brother. He said he knows somebody. He told him. He said, man, you must have made a contract with the devil to make 10 lies a day. Because I know that you know that I know you lying and you still do it. These natural men can't understand this. It says, for they are foolishness unto them, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. And a lot of you are spiritually discerned through sheer ignorance, because you don't care to know. You don't care to examine yourself. You don't care that there's a counsel being held against you. You say, well, you don't even throw up a prayer for it. You just kind of say, well, it happens. Paul had a thorn in his side. It never went away. And you don't understand why you're falling to it over and over and over again. Some things just aren't going to go away. Paul didn't keep falling to that thorn in his side. He did fight it. Right? Fighting something and falling to it consistently are not the same thing. Right? Let's get this in the book of Romans. Chapter 8 and start at verse number 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. So if you're full of the Spirit, if you're moving, if you're meditating upon these things, you're going to understand and see what Satan is doing. But if you're not meditating, if you're not reading, if you're not engulfed in his word, you're going to be carnally minded. Right? And you have to catch yourself. Because once you go too far, there's no coming back. The Most High takes that spirit from you. You ran up a tab and now you got to pay. It says, for to be carnally minded is death. That's that spirit being taken from you. And to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because even though you're going through things, even though you're still being tried, and you know that the Most High has your back. You know that on the right-hand side, Yahweh Shai is pleading on your behalf. Hey, look, Lord, Satan is presenting things on the left-hand side, and you got Yahweh Shai presenting good things on the right-hand side. You got to let your good works outweigh the bad. Let your good spiritual things outweigh the bad spiritual things. Because again, we all go off. We all fall short. But guess what? You can erase these things through what? Alms. Getting a sinner to repent. Right? You can wipe a lot of blood off of your hands by doing good works. But guess what? If you don't think it's any blood on your hands because you're not being prudent and you're not watching, and that counsel is ultimately gonna overthrow you. Right? Let's get this in Luke chapter 22 and verse number 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. So Satan is desiring again to have every one of us, to find an occasion to blame us, that he may sift you out, that the spirit, the light may be taken from you. Right? Because we've all been to a point where we've changed. And people see that change. His brother and sisters changing. You know, what they kind of been into lately. And that was on the right-hand side. That was when you came to this first love. Right? And you overcame Satan. All of us, we all know Sirach 2. When thou comest to serve the Lord, prepared our soul for temptation. We all had to overcome Satan when we first came into this thing. But somewhere along the line, you lost sight of the evaluation of yourself. You lost sight of Satan coming to try each and every one of us. Right? And now your light is growing dim. Now brothers and sisters are saying you changed, and it's on the left-hand side. Your countenance is falling. Look at the visage on them. Right? Spiritually, you look like a demon now, because Satan has sifted you. We've all seen that brother and sister that has failed, and you can see it spiritually on them. Right? They stop reading, stop praying, stop fasting, slowly started to pick back up sin and didn't tell nobody. But we can see it. The Most High makes these things plain. Right? It says, but, you see that? Speaking about Satan. Satan tried to take away the word. Right? Let's get back into it though. It says, but I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. Again, so we have that mediator, that person being an intercession on our behalf, which is Yahweh Shai. He's praying for us. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. So we have to have this faith. And again, when we're strengthened, we have to strengthen one another. Right? Let's get this in Galatians. Right? Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 1. It says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So we have to restore our brethren, right? Because what does it say? Ye which are spiritual, us that have the understanding, us that are able to perceive, right? The spirits, to perceive the things that a natural man is not able to perceive. We are required and commanded to restore our brethren. Now, if they don't get it, they don't get it. But we do this thing with meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Because when that temptation rolls back around to us, hey, we're looking for a brother to do the same thing. We're looking for a brother to open rebuke us with that love. Right? It says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach. This is a commandment. We have to do this. And again, with meekness, that's love, that's humble, that's humility. It's not throwing something in a brother's face. Right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 4 and verse number 4. It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the Most High. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and sitteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear up thee, lest at any time thou shalt dash thy foot against a stone. So even Satan came unto Yahushua. Don't think these things are strange. Don't think you're going through something new under the earth. Right? Let me get this real quick. In 1 Corinthians. Right? 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. This is common unto us. It happened to Yahushua. What did Yahushua say? Right? If they do it to you, they did it to me first, man. Right? It says, but Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you're able. And that's what you have to understand. Even though these counsels happen, even though you're going to be tempted, you have to be faithful, as Job, as Yahushua was, as all our mighty forefathers were. Abraham was tempted. Right? He had to go put Isaac up on that altar, man, and almost give him up for a sacrifice. Right? It says, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Now, again, this is where your faith comes in. You have to have faith that you will be able to bear it, that you will be able to overcome. Right? Let's go back to that Romans real quick. This book of Romans chapter 8 and verse number 28. And we know that all things work together for the good of them that love Yahweh, to them who are the called according to his purpose. So we know that all things work together for the good of them that love Yahweh. And if you truly have love, you have faith, you have fear, right? All these things coincide with one another. And it will get you through any perilous times that you may go through, right? Let's go back to this Matthew chapter 4. It says, Matthew 4 and 7, Yahushua said unto him, it is not written, it is written again, that thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain. It says again. So Satan didn't just leave after the first rebuke. He didn't just leave at the Agarakasha time by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. It didn't just leave after that, after you rebuking Satan. Right? It says, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world. So the first one, it wasn't so much of a challenge. Now he's showing him all the glory of the world. And showing you everything that you can imagine. Riches, women, the strongest yayan, right? The best tasting. Showing you everything that you could imagine. The seven wonders of the world, right? You got the Garden in Babylon, the Library of Alexandria, showing you all these wonders and rubbing you and whispering in your damn ear, telling you it can all be yours. Massaging you, man. And a lot of you brothers would have gave in right here, because we had to learn delayed gratification. Yahushua knew delayed gratification. He knew that this wasn't his kingdom. Depart, for this place is not your rest. Micah 2 and 10, Revelation 18 and 4 on down. We have to depart. Yahushua knew the end goal. The delayed gratification is what? The kingdom. Right? And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. And that seems so simple. Right then and there I can have all this. Right? Then saith Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Now, there's a key point that a lot of people sometimes miss what Yahushua did here. Right? Yahushua did this. Right? Let me get this real quick. And 1 Peter chapter 4. And 1 Peter 4 and 11. It says, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. This is what he did. He was quoting the law. Yahushua didn't speak his own words. He quoted the law. And this is what you have to do. When you're being tempted and you're being tried, you have to think upon the words of God. That's what Yahushua did. Right? Yahushua could have said many vain things, but he didn't. It's like we do when we catch hell. We cursing, being belligerent. We're blaming everybody instead of meditating on the word, man. Meditating on good things to uplift your spirit, to rebuke Satan, to laugh. It's a little chastisement. That's all this is, right? Romans 5 and 4. James 1 and 2 on down. Just a little chastisement, right? Joel 5 and 17. Happy is the man whom Yahweh chastises. Hey, these things you have to think upon when you're going through affliction. Because if not, that counsel is going to overthrow you. So you have to be ready, right? Let me get one more and I'm going to close out. All right, it's the book of Matthew, chapter, see what I want. Chapter 26 and 41. It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Right? So you have to watch and pray always. Because, hey, there's temptation at every corner. Again, Satan is lurking. Satan is desiring you. So you have to watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. Because again, at the temptation, this flesh is very, very weak. And you'll want to fall. These dreams, these wicked thoughts, if you don't immediately rebuke them and call upon the name of the Most High, because that's why we get these things. It's to humble ourselves, to abase ourselves, and not to lift up ourselves as anything more than we are, which is dust and ashes. We have not been returned to our rightful estate and the glorified bodies. Right? We are as dung upon the earth. And that's how we have to keep ourselves humble and keep coming back to the Most High and exalt him above all. So again, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So keep praying, keep being watchful, right? And with that, I'm going to close out giving all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach, Wamalak Yahushua, Kum Yashalom. Shalom.